A little background, when I film these videos, I'll typically pick out a list of mods to include with them, typically reading the mod pages, looking at some of the provided images or videos, or even just some other recommendations I have from all of you. And then of course I'll actually film the video, test out all of the mods, and sometimes take some off or add some new ones on. Well, with this one, I didn't realize that I would be testing or playing with what is probably the coolest, most innovative, or just all-around best weapon mod for Fallout 4. But yeah, it was definitely a pleasant surprise, and just overall, there's a ton of new weapon mods for Fallout 4 to come out over the past couple of weeks, and in this video you're going to be seeing them. But also, as just a shameless self-plug, I'm almost at 10,000 followers on Twitter. That'd be kind of a cool milestone to hit, so if you guys do want to follow me on Twitter, I do have that link down below. Otherwise, starting things off with not a weapon mod, actually an armor mod that goes really well with one of these weapon mods, we do have the return of New Vegas' stealth suit into Fallout 4. I showed you all this armor a little while ago on the channel. At its core, it's a new highly customizable armor mod for Fallout 4, being a recreation of the old version we saw in Fallout New Vegas' DLC. This can be modified in several different ways. First and foremost, you can choose a certain variant. This will affect which attachments are found on the armor itself. Some of the heavier variants will provide you with more protection, but also come at a counterweight cost and is visually represented by having a bulkier set of armor. And there are several options all throughout causing this visual change and having different bonuses to them. That does provide both a visual and a stat change, although there are several other options just in the customization that are purely stat changes. But the other visual change that is pretty notable with this one is there's a wide variety of custom paint jobs you can apply to it. And several of these are extremely well done, giving this armor a very notable and more custom look. And a lot of these fit in really well with Fallout 4. I would say in general, one of the best aspects of this armor is it's lore friendly, but also world friendly. There are a lot of armors in Fallout 4, especially in the modding scene, that, yeah, sure, technically are lore friendly, but don't really fit in so well with the world of Fallout. It's more of a modern military or a realistic type of armor, but this one isn't something you typically see in real life, but feels very Fallout, and for that reason, I actually really like it. Separate from that, there actually are two unique variants that you can find of this, that being the two versions that appeared in New Vegas, the Assassin suit, which does have that same unique paint job, but separately the much cooler Stealth suit Mark II. This too represents its old New Vegas style paint job, but also makes you invisible when crouching. So all around, I really think the appeal of this one is that it's a Fallout looking armor, which, as I mentioned, isn't all that common these days. Unfortunately, at least as of right now, it does not have some of those voice commands that you saw with the Stealth Suit Mark II in New Vegas.
We're okay on medics, until we have to numb the pain.
Or how it would automatically feed you stim packs or other chems. The mod authors actually give an explanation as to why that isn't a feature, although I think that would really take this mod to the next level, and it is something I certainly would like to see in an update. But either way, definitely a cool one and a great one to put on yourself or companions. And a great mod to use with your very fancy and brand new stealth suit is the HK USP 45 with tactical knife. And this is the best weapon mod I think I've ever seen, not really because it is the most polished or it has all of the core features working flawlessly, although that is mostly there, but more so because it is more innovative and interesting and cool than any other weapon mod I've used thus far. So right off the bat, it is an HK USP in Fallout 4, a brand new pistol integrated into the game with a ton of customization options, suppressors, sights, a variety of very interesting paint jobs which will either be loved by people or hated, but also just have a regular silver or black if you want a more neutral tone. Although one thing that definitely makes this stand out, it has some pretty crazy animations. The initial pullout animation is very particular and may alienate some people, but I think that is cool. And you can find very well made and custom animations all throughout this one. And one little attention to detail that actually is really cool. If you do completely empty your magazine, after reloading, you will notice that it will have no bullets in it, but that is only if you shoot all of the bullets. If you reload and don't finish off the mag, there will be a bullet in it. It's really minor, you probably won't notice it most of the time, but a really cool thing to include. But something else even cooler to include, there actually is a custom animation and hotkey to put on or take off the suppressor from this weapon, which is one of those things that I think a lot of us have been hoping for a very long time, and finally there's a mod that does that. And oh yeah, there's a knife. I'm sure most of you were looking at that knife, getting very frustrated I wasn't acknowledging it, but that really is a totally separate and secondary part of this mod. With the HK USP, you are not only holding the USP, but also a knife in your hand. This works like a knife, you can stab people with it. There are actually several different ways to stab people, including a rapid one, which is pretty fun. Using the mod configuration menu, there are actually a wide variety of different knife options you can use while using this weapon. Several of these are just different variants of knives, definitely looking pretty cool. Some of the others are actually a little bit odder or more interesting. Some of you may pass them up, some of you will absolutely love them. But with this combo, you can now run around Fallout 4 with a tactical knife in hand and do what you used to do in Call of Duty, but now in Fallout. And it is awesome. It is easily one of the most fun weapon combos for a stealth playthrough, hence showing off the stealth suit first. But even separately, just in general, this thing is a blast to use and has a ton in custom and unique features. One really cool mechanic is you actually get bonus damage the more kills you get with this combo. So you can see in the mod configuration menu, it'll tell you your current bonus knife damage. And as you get more kills, this will progressively increase. And one other really cool aspect of this, there actually is an included flashlight, which does work as a knife. It actually has a shocking effect, but it also just works as a flashlight. And as far as I know, this is the only Fallout 4 mod that gives you a visible in-hand flashlight. Many games do this. Many people in Fallout 4 have been wanting this, especially for horror playthroughs. And that is just a really, really awesome little addition. So all around, a really great one. An interesting and unique weapon. Oh wait, there's actually more. Separate from that, it also includes 4-lens night vision goggles. These come in two forms, the one traditional one that just goes over your eyes, and another one that comes with a headset attachment. This too is fully functional. Using hotkeys, you can change between several of the different modes. It'll go up and down on your head. Aesthetically, it is very unique compared to some of the other night vision goggles out there, but also just a really great one and really pushing this mod to that next level. But yeah, taking that all together, it still is easily... Oh, wait, no, that's actually not it either. So okay, that technically is all that's in game right now. So to show off this mod, the mod author actually created a trailer, and many mod authors do that. But this has got to be the coolest and most well done Fallout 4 trailer or even just custom video I have ever seen for a weapon mod. I'm going to have this linked down below, but a ton of work and even just custom assets went into this, so it deserves more views. But in that video, he also shows off some of the upcoming updates on their way to this mod, including things like dual wielding, which of course in Fallout 4 we've been wanting for so freaking long. Bethesda even showed it off in the mod trailer, but no mod is really released doing that. This may be one of the first. That's described as Season 2 of this mod, and it looks incredible. But there's also a Season 3, and in Season 3, he's going to add a ballistic shield into Fallout 4. This is specifically Blitz's shield from Rainbow Six Siege, and it's fully functional. You give it to your companion seemingly, but also you can use it yourself with a weapon. If all that isn't enough to really sell you that this will quickly become one of the best weapon mods of 2020 and just in general, one of the best weapon mods ever, well, I don't know what else you could ask for. And for this one, that actually is it, all the features we currently know about, and I'm very excited for some of these future updates. If you want to subscribe, I of course will be covering them on the channel. And now we have some more weapon. I almost feel bad talking about these other ones because they're still good weapon mods, but how do you follow that up? Either way, next we do have the M249 Squad automatic weapon. This of course being the iconic saw that you've definitely seen in movies, TV shows, etc. This is definitely not a perfect weapon mod. Some of the hand placements don't line up perfectly. It's reusing animations from some other HMG mods. But it's definitely one of those ones that's just good enough. It still is an absolute blast to use in game. It features several custom ammo types, with each having its own custom markings on the box mag, and with Fallout 4 particularly, Fallout 4 modding having such a scarcity when it comes to HMG or even LMGs for the game, this is definitely a good one to add on, especially if you just want to see it start popping up on enemies. And it technically is lore friendly, as this appeared in Fallout Tactics. But then next up, we do have the Reaper of Pantheon. This is a pretty cool new revolver mod that is quite custom. This includes several different variants that have little twists of their own, ranging from ballistic to energy to actually little missiles. You can pick between one of the four, and they all have their pros and cons, but it will be represented visually as the barrel of the weapon, which is actually pretty cool. In particular, the energy one looks just way different, and you could tell immediately that it is a distinctive type. In addition, there are a variety of other customization options, some of the typical things, laser sights, skins, scopes, all of it coming together to make this a fully fledged revolver in its own right. But getting back around to those different variants, this part is actually pretty cool. Two of them are just fairly typical ballistic versions, It's definitely custom, and you can tell that even visually as the barrel's almost in the middle of the weapon overall, but one is standard while the other one is silenced. Then you do have the energy version, which is similar to a handheld Gauss rifle, and actually a ton of fun to use in game because there's not too many mods like this, especially revolver energy weapons. That's pretty unique. But then last but not least, you do have the missile version. There's some weapon mods that you can use to attach to this one to make them homing missiles, and from there it does shoot little mini projectiles that explode on impact. I would say it's balanced pretty well. It's not super overpowered, doesn't do a ton of damage, and the reload in particular on that variant is quite slow. All around though, this weapon mod is definitely a cool revolver. I think all 4 variants look really nice, but then when you have these added twists and the distinctive differences between one and another, it does make this one stand out from the pack, and definitely a nice addition to Fallout 4. But with all that being said, you now should have a fairly wide variety of weapons that you can add to your game to make it quite a bit more fun. There are a few other weapons that did come out, but for the sake of time, I'm going to include those in a separate video. But until then, as always again, I thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope to see you all next time. Later!